The last time Joseph saw his brothers, they were sending him away with slave traders for a few pieces of silver. Now, however, the tables were completely turned. Joseph remembered his dreams about his brothers bowing down to him in Genesis chapter 37, verse 6 through 9, and those dreams were coming true. As a young boy, Joseph had been boastful about his dream, but as a man, he no longer needed to flaunt his superior status. Welcome back to the program, everybody. I'm Reverend Said, and tonight we'll be reading Genesis chapter 42, verses 1 through 38. Joseph's brothers go to Egypt. And if you ain't did it already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment on any video on this channel. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our reading of Genesis chapter 42, verses 1 through 38. When Jacob heard that there was grain available in Egypt, he said to his son, "Why are you standing around looking at one another? I have heard there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy enough grain to keep us alive. Otherwise, we're going to die." So Joseph's 10 older brothers went down to Egypt to buy grain. But Jacob wouldn't let Joseph's younger brother Benjamin go with them, for fear some harm might come to him. So Jacob's son arrived in Egypt, along with others, to buy food, for the famine was in Canaan as well. Since Joseph was governor of all Egypt and in charge of selling grain to all people, it was to him that his brothers came. When they arrived, they bowed before him with their faces to the ground. Joseph recognized his brothers instantly, but he pretended to be a stranger and spoke harshly to them. "Where are you from?" he demanded. "From the land of Canaan," they replied. "We have come to you to buy food." Although Joseph recognized his brothers, they didn't recognize him. And he remembered the dreams he had about them many years before. He said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become." "No, my lord," they said. "Your servants have simply come to buy food. We are brothers, members of the same family. We are honest men, sir. We are not spies." "Yes, you are," Joseph insisted. "You have come to see how vulnerable our land has become." "Sir," they said, "there are actually 12 of us. We are your servants, and are all brothers, son of the same man living in the land of Canaan. Our younger brother is back with our father right now, and one more of our brother is no longer with us." But Joseph insisted, "As I said, you are spies. This is how I would test your story. I swear by the life of Pharaoh that you will never leave Egypt unless your younger brother comes here. One of you must go get your brother. I'll keep the rest of you here in prison. Then we'll find out whether or not your story is true. By the life of Pharaoh, if it turns out that you don't have a younger brother, then I'll know that you are spies." So Joseph put them all in prison for 3 days. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "I am a God-fearing man. If you don't do what I say, if you do as I say, you will live. If you really are honest man, choose one of your brothers to remain in prison. The rest of you may go home with your grain for your starving families." But you must bring your youngest brother back to me. This will prove to me that you are telling the truth, and you will not die." To this they agreed. Speaking among themselves, they said, "Clearly we are being punished because what we did to Joseph a long time ago. We saw his anguish when he pleaded for his life, but we wouldn't listen. That's why we're in this trouble. Didn't I tell you not to sin against the boy?" Reuben asked. "But you wouldn't listen. And now we have to answer for his blood." Of course, they didn't know that Joseph understood them, for he had been speaking to them through an interpreter. Now he turned away from them and began to weep. Wow. Wow. Keep following me now. Keep following me. When he regained his composure, he spoke to them again. Then he chose Simeon among them and had him tied up right before their eyes. Joseph then ordered his servants to fill the men's sacks with grain, but he also gave secret instructions to return each brother's payment at the top of his sack. He also gave them supplies for their journey home. So the brothers loaded their donkeys with grain and headed for home. But when they stopped for the night and one of them opened his sack to get grain for his donkey, he found his money in the top of his sack. "Look here," he said to his brothers. "My money has been returned. It's here in my sack." Then their hearts sank. Trembling, they said to each other, "What have God done to us?" When the brothers came to their father, Jacob, in the land of Canaan, they told him everything that had happened to them. "The man who is governor of the land spoke very harshly to us," they told him. "He accused us of being spies, scouting the land. But we said we are honest men, not spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of one father. One brother is no longer with us, and the youngest brother is home with our father in the land of Canaan." Then the man who is governor of the land told us, "This is how I will find out if you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers here with me and take your grains for your starving families and go home. But you must bring us your youngest brothers back to me. Then I will know that you are honest men and not spies. Then I will give you back your brother, and you may trade freely in this land." As they emptied out their sacks, there each man's sack was the bag of money they had paid for the grain. The brothers and their father were terrified when they saw the bags of money. Jacob said, "You are robbing me of all of my children. Joseph is gone, Simeon is gone, and now they want to take Benjamin. Everything is going against me." But Reuben said to his father, "You may kill my 2 sons if I don't bring Benjamin back to you. I'll be responsible for him, and I promise to bring him back." But Jacob replied, "My son would not go down with you. His brother Joseph is dead, and he is all I have left. If anything should happen to him on your journey, you will send this grieving, white-haired man to his grave." Joseph was testing his brothers to make sure they had not been as cruel to Benjamin as they had been to him. Benjamin was his only full brother, and he wanted to see him face to face. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap up our reading for tonight. Please join me on the next gathering where we'll be reading Genesis chapter 43, verses 1 through 18. The brothers return to Egypt. It's been great having y'all as usual, and stay blessed.